Huzzah! Did you know that there's a Skyrim game coming out for Switch?
Wait, what?
Nintendo Switch.
There's a...
Skyrim's coming out for Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
I thought it would be easier for you to understand that, but I phrased it weirdly.
Yeah, I was like, they're coming out with another Skyrim game. It's like an Elder Scrolls game.
They're coming out with Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
It's coming out for the Nintendo Switch.
So another remaster?
It didn't say remastered. It just said Skyrim.
Skyrim is being released on the Switch.
Yes.
Pretty
It's
simple.
not. How many Elder Scrolls games have you actually played?
I have played... Yeah, just two.
Already that's bad. Like a fucking. All right.
Yeah, I was like,
because it took too long. I don't know why I laughed, but I did.
Yeah, I've only played the biggest two that people always talk about. I mean, other than Morrowind.
I like Oblivion personally.
Yeah, Oblivion's grown on me more than Skyrim. Originally, when we first talked about this, I was like, "Fuck
I was
no,
always
Skyrim's
like,
awesome. You can dual wield."
Yeah, because I always told him like, "Hey, no, I like Oblivion more. There's just more shit to it."
I was like, "You mean that pile of shit
play.
before Skyrim?"
He's like, "Nah, that's gay. You can't mix magic and shit." And I'm like, there's things about Skyrim that are...
No, the magic is actually better in Oblivion, I found out, than in Skyrim. In Skyrim, it makes you think it's better by all the woo-ness of it, but it's
right?
really...
They're like, you can do Kamehamehas.
Yeah, you're like, ha! Ha! You know, like,
make it stronger.
you're not a Jedi yet.
Yes.
You know, like...
But all the conveniences that I found in Skyrim, because there are so many, I found that that's what makes the game bad to me in relation to Oblivion, because it makes you kind of too overpowered. Because there are a lot of glitches.
There's a lot of bullshit death in there when you play on higher difficulties.
Yeah, but there's a lot of... You can exploit a lot of the systems in the game. So
oh yeah,
early
companions and
people,
books and all kinds of things you can exploit.
So like you can get this guy who is an archer who you can give him money to teach you, to give you archery, get your archery up.
Yeah. Oh, you mean?
And what happened? Yeah. So
yeah.
So what you do is you
fuck that guy.
You pay him to learn archery skills, and then you tell him, hey, give me all the gold that I give you, and he gives you it back, and you keep paying to keep getting better. And then you're like, all right, well,
I've gotten to level 12 like that.
It's easy, like, stuff like that. It's so many exploitable systems. What happens? My friend, he wouldn't fast travel. What he would do is he would use a spell that would sap your mana and give you health.
You mean Magicka?
Oh, sorry. That's just a restoration spell. It's just a restoration spell. So he used a restoration spell, but then he used a spell that costs no mana, but it saps your health and gives you mana. You know what I mean? Yeah, that. So it goes back and forth and back and forth. He's just using one and then using the other. He's restoring his health. He's taking away his mana and restoring his mana and whatnot. He's doing it back and forth. But he got his restoration all the way to 100 that way.
Oh my god.
Just walking around doing those two things. So you see his mana bar and his health bar doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you see bump-da-bump. Bump-da-bump. What the fuck? I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. And then he amped up his difficulty. So that way all the enemies would have more health. And then he used a shitty two-handed weapon. And then he found a ancient Nordic, whatever, dreadnought, or I forget what they're called. Draugr. And they don't do damage to him because he has the best armor and he's got so much physical resistance and so much restoration that it doesn't matter. So he amped up the difficulty, and he swung at this thing, and he got his two-handed to 100 that way.
Oh my god!
Because he has a shitty sword, and it doesn't matter what sword you have or how much you get.
I've never exploited that much. I never had that much patience to do something that got me to like max level because it takes a long time. It's farming
and it's boring to me, and I'm like, wow, well. Cause that ruined the experience of Skyrim for me because in Oblivion you can't do that because your weapons break.
Yeah, no, I actually really dug that. I hated that about Skyrim, the fact because I was like, that would make blacksmithing so much more necessary and important because really you can go through the whole game being a heavy armor or light armor or whatever you use and not ever actually have to craft anything because you'll eventually find it when you're of level.
Dude, the shitty thing about
and it'll start spawning in.
The best armor is dragon armor.
Yeah, I think that you have to make.
But that's bullshit because then in Oblivion it was always like, well, there is no specific best armor. There's just armor that you can upgrade and make better, and armor you can get more proficient in. So you can wear elven armor, you can wear glass armor, you can wear Daedric armor, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah, you know more about Oblivion than I do.
So the thing about Oblivion is that you have more of this experience of, hey, I can actually do whatever I want. Whereas in Skyrim, every time I looked at somebody who's high level in Skyrim, they're always wearing the dragon armor, either scales or
oh yeah, there's a little less diversity and stuff. Also, I don't like the fact that they fixed this in their next Bethesda game, Fallout 4, which is a whole different video that we can talk about later. But where they created armor pieces that you put on each fucking shoulder, each leg piece and stuff. Plus you have your undersuit that you like wear.
Yeah.
And that's like your kind of like outfit, which I totally dig. I really hate that in Skyrim you put on a chest piece and it counts for your whole outfit. I thought that there would have been like you put on the only thing that you have to put on separate is your boots, your hands, like your gloves and your helm.
There's like pants in Oblivion.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, they separated all those things. You could have like...
Immediately, the one thing that I hated that they took away, that I would say like, oh, you know what? I still love Skyrim. Skyrim's good. But they took one thing away.
What was that?
And they fucked up by taking it away. Hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Hand-to-hand combat in Oblivion is amazing. Because you like make this fist. You're like, ooh, like, I'm a fucking monk. You go, bam, and people go, up. You can paralyze people in Oblivion.
I actually haven't gotten that far.
It's fucking amazing. You do a power punch, you just do this. You're like Charlie horsing people. You're like fucking bam. You're like
dude,
and then
you would love Fallout 4's Unarmed. They brought it back for that, and I love it. Actually, Fallout 4, I think you'd like it because it functions a lot like Oblivion. Dude, I played that last night, and he gets like people into headlocks and like cracks their neck when you hit the power one. Yeah, and on top of that, sometimes you'll just like kick people's legs out from under them, and they'll fall back, taking no damage but stunning them, so they're on the ground. And at the same time, I've also like, what was it? I've just done some crazy cool like almost Bruce Lee type things where I'm like, and I'm just fucking hitting them, knock them down and killing them.
You do like a flying jump kick.
Actually, yeah, he does kick sometimes. So
alright, I was fucking joking, but I'm gonna buy Fallout 4 now.
Yeah. I have it at my house right now. You can come play.
Awesome.
We'll come back to this video. Let's go play. Yeah, no, Skyrim. Fuck, I got me saying Fallout. On Skyrim, the unarmed skill got put from a whole skill tree sort of thing, like you just it's like a thing
into the type of armor you wear.
Yeah, into the type of armor. You have to wear heavy armor for that shit to apply, and it's only one perk.
I think the only people who actually benefit from hand to hand, I think it's either ogres or I don't know what they're called, orcs.
Orcs. Yeah.
Because I think they're stronger, but you get extra damage if you're a Khajiit. Because
you got claws. So you got claws plus you got heavy armor and stuff.
Yeah. So it gives you extra. But
the
thing is that you can't level up that ability.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you wouldn't get.
That's the problem.
Is that you would only level up your heavy armor.
Yeah, so like I wouldn't have walked around with like a weapon. Yeah. I would have walked around kung fuing everybody because it's the best.
Right.
It's awesome. Like, but they took that away from me, and I'm like, man, I just want to fist fight people to the death,
dude. As far as like some other stuff from Oblivion to Skyrim is we were talking about armor stuff, and I don't think I finished my point on that, is the fact that would have been so much more useful if armor had the capability of breaking down, or if weapons could dull or break or anything, or just become less effective as you use it. Because I've always had a hard time leveling up my my armor smithing. Like I've never upgraded my blacksmithing to 100
in the beginning
because like it's fucking you have to farm for that. You have to get a bunch of materials and keep doing it, or at least get a bunch of stuff and improving it or something.
At first, it was really easy to upgrade your armor, or sorry, your blacksmithing, because all you had to do is you had to buy iron ingots.
Everything
and then leather straps,
the same.
And then leather straps.
You can make 1,000 or more.
Just make 1,000 iron daggers.
Yeah, and it counts the same. That's another dumb thing.
It's inexpensive to make those.
Yeah, you work so hard to fucking get to a higher level of crafting, and it doesn't mean shit. I don't know. It's just that one thing just would have fixed so much of the game, like a big part of it for me, because it's just there's no reason for me to keep going back and doing stuff, because I'm like, if my armor or my sword's not getting any worse, I'm not constantly having to go back, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to do this. I'm like, I could just wait it out until the enemies.
No, honestly, you can just like roll with whatever equipment you have. That's awesome. And you're like, all right, well, this is the equipment that I'm using.
Yeah.
And then you use that equipment.
There's also a clearly better type of equipment in the game. Like, there's a clear, you've reached the pinnacle of what you can do.
And that's the part that like bores me. Is I'm like, well, the only thing they did that's interesting is like, oh well, you can become a werewolf or you can become a crazy vampire.
Which
thing.
also this sucks. The base version of the game that was released.
You can summon a demon butler.
Yeah, the base version of the game that was released, which Oblivion had something like this that makes me mad. But the base version that was released allowed you to be a vampire and a werewolf with no perks, nothing. It sucked being a vampire and it kind of sucked being a werewolf to an extent. Like, you know, you didn't really get anything. It's not until you get the DLC or the bonus edition that you get, you know, the stats for being one. And then it's not even a normal vampire. The normal vampire that they give you is not even the good one. You have to get the DLC and then you become a vampire lord, and that's the fun one. But other than that, like, yeah, you become a vampire lord and you can like fly around. You look like the thing. Straight up, it's like the exact same creature from the second Underworld film. It is exactly like robes and all.
Crazy thing. The only thing that you get that's good in, I guess, Oblivion is you're slightly stronger as a vampire, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
You get some perks, but you have to, like, eat people.
That stuff made me mad. I woke up in the middle of a crowded room where apparently a vampire snuck in and bit me when I was sleeping at the arena. And I went to sleep, next to someone punching in a thing, and then a girl, like, that's always in her... Huh?
That orc is the vampire.
Really? Wait, the Grey Orc?
The champion.
Or the Grey whatever.
The champion of the arena in Oblivion is half vampire.
Really?
Yep.
So it was him.
What you can do is he has a quest. He's like, go find out who I am or where my origins are, and you find out he's part vampire, and then he's like, oh, well, shit. And what he does is he says, I will go out there and I'll fight you, and I won't put up a fight.
Really? Wow! So you get to be grand champion
without fighting him, and he's a motherfucker.
I've always fought him every single time. I didn't know. Whoa! Whoa! Oh man, it's such a big moment. Fuck.
That's crazy because like every time I start that game, immediately I go straight to the arena.
Yeah, that's so fun. I did unarmed, and I was like, I'm just gonna be a boxer. I'm gonna be a boxer in the arena. And I made an Imperial, and I made him like light skinned in the face, and literally from neck down, he was black. And I don't know why. Like, I'm like, I have black hands. I was just floating up because I'm just black and white in the face.
Someone up to me in tar.
Yeah. I just didn't understand it. You know what else I thought was weird about Oblivion that I like better in Skyrim is in Skyrim you could actually be like beardy, which makes sense for especially
you
the
can be
time.
Like dirty.
Yeah, but in Oblivion for some reason there's no actual like facial hair things, and I thought that was weird. Like
last time I played Oblivion was with
like not even a mustache.
My friend Christian, and immediately we picked a character, and I'm like, kind of looks like the Big Lebowski. And he's like, dude. And we made him look like Jeff Briggs.
Oh,
and we called him the Big Lebowski.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's another point. This is actually something that I like about Oblivion, rather than Skyrim. Is the fact that in Oblivion, I found out through watching some videos that you can actually put together spells and name them and stuff, and make your own like, your concoctions of things.
You can enchant a sword and name the sword.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. You can't do that shit in Skyrim. Skyrim really took away from a lot of like personalization on certain things. Like for instance, even your armor. Yeah,
it felt like
Also, does no one in Skyrim know how to give a haircut? I literally had to get the fucking DLC for the. It was either I think it was either Hearthfire or something like that. And in the Ragged Flagon, all of a sudden there's a face changer woman who you have to pay 1,000 gold in order to fucking do anything with. If you're a pro fucking Skyrim player, that's nothing. But to me, who kind of plays somewhat casually, you know, when I play like. I don't play endless hours of fucking grinding on shit.
Who's a hardcore Skyrim player? I mean, well,
there's people like have like, you know, ran out of fucking things to do.
Well, there's people who like run out of shit and then they just mod the game, but like.
Yeah, but I've never been that person. Like, I've done the storyline and most of the best, you know, side quests like Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Companions and stuff, along with, like I said, the main storyline.
Honestly,
I'm only level 30.
The Dark Brotherhood
is like 90 levels
in Skyrim. That not great.
Really? You didn't like the Dark Brotherhood? I thought that was one of the better ones that they had.
If you compare it to the one in Oblivion.
Oh, see, I never got to play the Oblivion one yet. A lot of those things confused me because it was a little bit different. It wasn't as straightforward, which is kind of a plus about Oblivion. Is that game came out in 2005, 2006, and I'm still finding out new shit. That's like over a decade.
So the way that you go into the Dark Brotherhood in
well, you gotta murder someone, right?
In Oblivion,
yeah,
you murder a lot of people.
Oh,
you murder a lot of people.
I thought you said
I'd say about 4 to 10 people. I probably 4.
Yeah, because they approached me one time in the game, and they're like,
After
"Oh,
you
you're
wake
a
up-
bloodthirsty murderer. Would you like to join our thing?" I was like, "I killed people." I was like, "I thought I did missions. Like, who did I murder?"
No. Just murder innocent civilians
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. I was like,
or guards.
"Who did I murder?" I was like, Granted, I'm a combatant in the arena, but that doesn't make me a murderer. Yeah, I've done quests for people. I've never like actually gone out and killed people out in the world. And it was like, "Oh, you're a bloodthirsty murderer. We like people like that." Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Break the law?"
Awesome.
I was like,
I broke the law.
which is actually a funny response in Skyrim.
In
For the thieves, break the law, me?
In Skyrim, it's just like, oh, this little boy's trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh,
which I thought was pretty
it's like,
creepy. And
here's
cool.
this heirloom. Kill this person. He killed my family.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Brotherhood's like, you took our contract, and you're like, it was just a fucking shitty plate. You want this shitty plate? Fucking go get it.
Wait, on Skyrim?
Skyrim, like all the kid has is he's fucking kid.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, oh, I have an heirloom that's like worth 1,000 gold. And that's it, but it's all I got. And I'm like, give me a fucking plate.
Yeah. I
want to be in the
came
Brotherhood.
here 'cause I just want to kill people.
The coolest thing about the Brotherhood is they give you a pimp ass horse.
Yes.
And it comes out of the ground.
Shadowmere. Yeah.
It's
the
a
one
fucking,
that cannot die.
it's an awesome fucking
I
horse.
think-
That's awesome.
Jared, show a picture of that horse. Boom. Good horse.
It's not as good as aggro, but whatever.
Wait. Oh
Shadow
wait.
of the Colossus.
Oh. Yeah. I thought you were referencing a different horse because there's another horse you can get in the Dawnguard DLC where you go to like this nether realm.
That's cool.
And you actually help this guy. He's like, yeah, me and my horse got stranded here, in this other realm. He's like, he's such a good horse. He doesn't deserve a life like this. He was always so loyal.
That's nice.
Yeah, and like you do missions and
nice.
you free the horse and you get
That
to
makes
call
me
him.
feel good.
You call him from that plane of Oblivion back into your world, and you get to like ride him for an extended period of time and stuff. And then when you don't ride him, he'll like collapse, and you have to like resummon him later. But he's super cool. He looks like a metal bone skeleton horse with like blue flame or something. It's really cool looking. Yeah. And the guy, when you help him, he's like, such a good horse. And he like fades away into like nothing and like goes to the afterlife or something. I can't remember.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's
He
like...
just likes his horse a lot. He's just like, man, I did a shitty thing for bringing...
Yeah.
It's like having your dog come with you to like go fight in Germany.
Yeah, he's like,
during World War II, and you're like, man... Why'd I bring my fucking dog?
Yeah, it's such a good
like, I'll fight, but
dude,
like,
that almost made me cry.
someone saved my dog.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing. I was like, man, fuck Shadowmere. Like, I want this horse just because you're a good horse. Like,
horses don't betray you. They're fucking horses. They're just nice. The customization thing.
yeah, that was a
in
little bit.
Skyrim,
more.
you have to find a stone to like activate. Like, now you're the astronaut.
Oh yeah, you mean
now
yeah.
You're the warrior stone. The
You
best
can make a
stone.
custom
The
class
best
and
stone.
name it, like-
Best stone. Like, there's an obvious best stone where it's like the lover stone because it gives you like plus 15% extra experience on everything.
Yeah, it's like 10% or something like that. Yeah.
It's the best one because it's everything. But anyway,
like that one animation's like, you learn a shade slower, but don't try to have sex with it.
what the fuck are you talking about, Morty?
Lover stone. Don't let the name fool you.
It's a good stone. But you can't fuck it.
Oh man, I've only ever chosen the first 3. Really, like I've never felt a need to go to any of the other ones. I was
They're
like,
in the path on the way to the first village. Like,
yeah,
how
it's
can
like
you
there's
miss
no seeking it out. A lot of Skyrim was too straightforward, and that's really like another one of the points on like I said,
It's not very adventurous.
Yeah, so the art, the creative design on it was everything was going to be more user friendly, a little bit more like streamlined, I guess is a good word for it, and they were like, although it's rated number 1 of like 100 RPGs.
Honestly,
of like all
it
time,
feels like a created experience rather than going on an adventure.
Yeah,
and uncovering things as they happen. It feels
there's
like
also no like if
somebody planned this trip for me.
Yeah, exactly, and there's no like. There's certain things in there that could change based on your decisions and whatnot, but there's nothing in there that's like, the whole game's fucking different. You have a different ending because you fucking were an asshole the whole game, And there's nothing like that. There's no experience like that in those games.
Last thing. I want to be the only Dragonborn.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the game...
You can't be the dragon. I gotta be... But in
That's what the
Oblivion,
Dragon-
honestly, in Oblivion, There is no the one. You're not the one.
Oh yeah, they don't ever talk about that.
No. The one is some guy you fucking meet named Martin.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And then Martin turns into a dragon at the end of the game. You're like, well, fucking what?
Yeah.
And he fights a giant demon. You're like, what?
Yeah.
And he becomes a statue.
Oh god.
And it's like, that's Martin the dragon.
Oh man, I didn't know all that actually.
It's awesome.
I knew dude.
The best
Skyrim
part
actually
about
spoiled
Oblivion
for me. It's like at the end of Oblivion, fucking Martin died. I was like, Martin died because I hadn't beat the game yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck you, Skyrim. Fuck you, fucking table flip. Like,
right.
oh man. I was like, spoilers.
I like normal names for dragons. like, it's Kyle, no!
Yeah. The desolation of Kyle.
Watch out for Sean. He'll get you.
Sean the Ice Dragon. Jeff the Biscuit Dragon.
Biscuit Dragon, wow. Thanks, Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Here at Reality Plus, all our jokes are recycled. Remember to recycle.
The more you know.
Tooth shine. Alright.
Yeah, peanut butter.
It's like freeze frame.
There's peanut butter in my teeth.
Yeah. Peanut butter shine.
Alright.